might be a bit weird that I'm doing the Booktube Newbie Tag after being here for a year. Let me explain. Now, I started last year, January 2024, I started posting on Booktube. I lasted all of about 2 months before I packed it in. Why did I pack it in? Because I didn't have the time. I didn't understand the system, I didn't understand the algorithm, and honestly, I just, alongside all of my other social media channels, I just did not have the time. This was the one that was working the least for me, and I packed it in. However, I love being here. I love, this sounds weird, I love like landscape. Like, I love that. I adore it. I also love being able to talk for more than 1 minute and 30 seconds. But all of my videos that I posted last year, gone. I'm pretty sure I did this last year when I actually first joined Booktube, but I thought we'd do it again. Maybe some of my answers have changed. That old video is now gone anyway. And yeah, I just thought, why not? It's a video idea, so why not? So a lot of people who are here are new and will have seen me for the first time. So let's do it. I'm not being posh at all. I've got all of the questions just on my phone. I want this video to be like as minimal amount of editing as possible. So I'm just going to read from my phone and answer them off the top of my head. I've nothing prepared, so it will be interesting to see where my answers go. I quite like the brain dump style of this tag, like when you just kind of say the first thing that comes to your head and hope that it works out. So question 1 is, why did you start this channel? Like I said, last year I just couldn't get into it, but the whole reason I started it in the first place is I just wanted to be able to talk for longer. It's as simple as that. It's another platform. There are a different group of listeners on here, although saying that, I have started to see more and more of my social media friends kind of coming over to Booktube, and I am so here for that because I really do love those longer, more in-depth discussions and almost like a sneak peek behind the scenes of their lives other than the 30 seconds that you might get on Instagram or TikTok. So yeah, it was more to do with that. I just wanted to be able to chat for longer. I'm very chill, I'm very relaxed. I don't kind of like overdo it, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't have crazy edited videos that are really fun and eye-catching. Like, this is a place for me to come and sit down and just chat, and I love it. And I've met some lovely people since I've been here. Question 2, and I actually hate this question: what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? Well, I think I'm fun. So I'm gonna leave that one there. Unique. Is anybody really unique in today's society? I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know if I necessarily have a desire to be. We all like different books, and that's quite cool, but we're always going to find people that like the same books as us. That's always going to be really cool too. Like, I'm not afraid to say that I am just another girl. I am just another girl who enjoys books. I like a lot of different genres. I like fantasy, dystopian, thrillers, romance, romantasy, epic fantasy, all of those and everything in between. But I am just like other girls. I am. I just want to find my next book boyfriend. I want to find the next book that's going to break my heart. By the way, I'm currently reading the Poppy War trilogy. If you want something that's going to break your heart, that is the way to go. It's a choice. Yeah, I just want to be a safe space, and I just want to be connected with other people in the community. So maybe that's controversial. Is that a hot take? I don't know. Everything's a hot take these days. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Definitely reaching out to more people. Like I said, it is, even though there is some crossover, it's definitely a different community over here. There's a different set of people that I'm really looking forward to connecting with. And honestly, just more deep dives. I keep saying this, but it's true. More deep dives into books, into people, into feelings and emotions surrounding this community. Yeah, really excited for that. What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? This has always been it for me. It is time to edit. It's as simple as that. Time to sit down and film long form and edit it. I said at the beginning of this year when I kind of relaunched this channel that you're going to get a lot more mistakes in my videos, a lot more ummings and ahhings, because I am not putting the pressure to have a perfect, clean video. Like, I will edit where I can. I always try and put subs into my videos. I try to cut out the really long spaces, but that's as far as it's going. Like, I'm not going overly crazy with the editing. So hopefully that will solve that problem. Next up is, when did you start reading? Forever. I've read forever. Since I was about 4. I was lucky that I had parents and grandparents who encouraged me to read, and that I instantly developed a love for it. Like, my imagination is crazy, and reading was actually a really, really good outlet for me to kind of use my brain power up. There was a time period where that lapsed, and I would say that was after I had my first child, and I didn't read for a couple of years then, but it wasn't that I didn't want to, it was just that I was exhausted. But I've been a reader forever. Then we've got, where do you read? And the answer is everywhere. I'm a busy mom. I've got 2 kids. So I'm constantly running between different classes and stuff like that. So I read in the car a lot. I will try and go to a cafe during the day if I can, because that is definitely where I get most of my reading done. I am in my spare room. This is like my library, and this is where I do a lot of my kind of cozy reading, especially if I do any reading vlogs. This is where I'm going to be doing it. And then in bed. I am definitely a night owl. And get a lot of reading done at night time. Like, I will go to bed after I put my children to bed at like 8-9 o'clock, and I will read for 3 hours before going to sleep. So those are my favorite places. What kind of books do you like to read? I kind of touched on this earlier. I am definitely a fantasy girl first, I think, especially if there is a little bit of romance in it. I definitely prefer romantic fantasy, where it's definitely heavier on the fantasy with a romantic subplot, but I have also really gotten into romantasy over the last couple of years. I love love, and I love love stories in all forms. So again, I do read a lot of romance, I read a lot of thrillers, and a lot of dystopians. I think the only 2 genres I don't read as much of is probably sci-fi and horror. Horror I'm trying to read more of, and I am trying to dip my toes in sci-fi, but it's just finding the right books, I think, to like pull me in. If you've got any great recommendations in those 2 genres, please do let me know. I also really love lit fic, so I love a beautiful, deep story with lots of different messages, and some of my favorite books are kind of in that lit fic genre. And then the last one is, what does your book collection look like? I'm going to do like a bookshelf tour at some point. So up here, this is where I keep all like my paperbacks and standard editions. All over there, I have like a shelf over there of books I need to like sort out. And then I have like a shelf over there that is like standard hardbacks. But then I also have built-in shelves downstairs, and that's all like my special sprayed edge signed editions that I love and adore. So I need to do a bit of reorganizing, and then once I've done that, I've undecided on whether I'm going to film that or not, because sometimes filming it puts me under a little bit too much pressure. But once I've done all of that, I would definitely like do a proper bookshelf tour. I really struggle with the organization side of things when it comes to collecting books, because I have ADHD, and so I either completely ignore any problems, or I completely throw myself into it, burn out 3/4 of the way through, and then it just sits in piles in my room for as long as I can remember. So that does not help. I would much rather spend time reading my books than displaying my books, if you know what I mean. But there's plenty to choose from. I am that person who has the personal goal of owning a library, which is technically 1,000 books, I believe. There's a bit of discrepancy there, but that is the goal. I would like to have 1,000 books. And out of those 1,000 books, I would like to be able to say at all times that I've read at least 2/3 of them. That may be ambitious, but we shall see. That is it for today's video. I am obsessed. Like, I have been loving posting on this channel again. I post weekly, twice weekly when I can. I'm trying to get in the habit of posting shorts as well, which should be easy because you just cross post from other platforms. But yeah, that is me. I am Suraka, and this is Suraka Jane Books, and I hope to see you all again very, very soon. If you liked this video, please, please, please do comment. I love to get to know people. You know, social media is social before media for a reason. Give it a like, give it a little subscribe, which always sounds dead silly, but all of the YouTubey things that YouTube likes to help get me to the right people. And I will catch up with you all very, very soon.